Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to install Neovim on Linux and how to set it up with a bunch of plugins using the lazy.nvim package manager. Lazy.nvim is a package manager specifically for Neovim that is very easy to set up and is also very popular. So that's the package manager that we're going to use. And I'm going to be showing you how to configure it in Lua and how to make all the directories that you need to get it to work. So that's what we're going to be doing today. This tutorial is mainly meant for Arch Linux users. However, if you are on Debian, there are going to be a couple of extra steps that you might need to install lazy.nvim, and I will leave some installation instructions in the description down below. And without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to use our package manager on our Linux system to install two packages, Neovim and JIT. As you can see, I already have them installed, so I'm not going to install them, but if you don't have them installed, then go ahead and type in Y to install them. As I said, this is distribution specific, so I will leave instructions particularly for Debian in the description down below, because Debian cannot access the latest packages which are needed to install lazy.nvim as our Neovim package manager, and for that reason there are very specific instructions that you need to follow to get this to work and get it installed. But on other distributions that have more up-to-date packages, you should just be able to use your distribution's package manager to install it. Now go ahead and cd into your .config folder. So change directories into your folder. Check if you have an nvim folder. I have created it. If you have not created it already, then just do mkdir nvim. Now go into your nvim folder, and in this folder we're going to want to create a new directory, and that directory is going to be called Lua and then within that Lua directory we're going to want to go into it, and we're going to create a new directory, and we're going to call it config, and we're also going to create another directory called plugins. So now we should have something like that, and that's where you should be, and that's how our file structure will look like to set all of this up. There's one more thing that we need to do. If we go back and cd back into our nvim folder, we are going to have to create a new file here in our nvim folder, and this file is going to be called init.lua. So use whatever default text editor you have. I'm going to be using Nano because this is the default text editor on most Linux distributions. You can also use Vim if you have it installed, or Emacs if you prefer. I'm going to be using Nano because it's quite easy to use and it is widely available on most Linux distributions. So just do nano init.lua to create the file, and then go to this website lazy.folk.io/installation. I'll leave a link in the description down below, and just copy this. So just copy this require config.lazy, then paste it into your text editor, and then write it and save it and exit. Now the next thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go and cd back into our Lua directory and cd into config. And then here we're going to want to create lazy.lua and then we're going to want to go here and copy this, all of this here. As you can see, all of it has been copied. And now save it and exit. So now we have basically finished configuring lazy.nvim to work. However, we still need to install plugins to make any of this actually work legitimately. So what we need to do is we need to go back and we need to go into our plugins folder. And in plugins, we're going to create a new file and we're going to call it spec1.lua. Now, this is going to have to be a table in Lua. So this is going to have to return a table. And in between these curly brackets, we can add whatever plugins we want to and the configurations for those plugins. So if you go here on the website to examples, let's install the TokyoNight.nvim plugin. This plugin right here, it's a nice theme for Neovim. It's going to make Neovim look like this. Quite nice. So copy this, go here, and copy it in. And that should be good. So now let's try it out. As you can see, the color scheme is working and we have installed that quite nicely. So let's add another plugin just to make this even nicer. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to install NVim tree as a plugin for Neovim. It's a very useful plugin. It gives you a nice file explorer tree over here. And it's pretty easy to install using lazy.nvim. So again, I'll leave the link in the description down below, but you can also just go on Google and search NVim tree and then find the GitHub from there. So go scroll down here to where it says install and then hit installation. And then go here to lazy and copy paste this here. And go back to your terminal, cd back into your config nvim, and then over here what we want to do is go back into our Lua directory, back into plugins, and then we can use Neovim to edit this now. So make sure that you go here, copy paste. However, you should get rid of this return statement here. And add these curly braces. And I'm just gonna add some tabs, or rather some spaces. So it should look like this. And then let's hit save. So :X in Neovim. And then go back here. And I believe, if I remember correctly, you should be able to just type in nvim tree open, and there you go. You have it opened over here. So that's basically it for adding these kinds of plugins. You can experiment with whatever other plugins you want to add. And yeah, that's pretty much how you install lazy.nvim, set up Neovim with Lua, and you can add whatever packages you want and configure it however you want, just by following the instructions on the GitHub pages of the plugins that you find and you want to install. So I'm just going to quit here and go out. So yeah, that's it for this tutorial. So thank you for watching, and please leave a like if you learned something, if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.